My parents gave everything to my brother. When he destroyed their lives, they blamed me for not saving them. You were always so responsible suddenly meant I was responsible for fixing the mess their golden child made. My name is Marcus Chen. I'm 35 years old. For my entire childhood, I watched my parents give everything to my younger brother. Every opportunity. Every dollar. Every ounce of their love and attention. I was the responsible one. The one who didn't need help. The one who could handle things on his own. Derek was the golden child. The one who deserved everything because he had so much potential. When I was 30, Derek convinced my parents to give him their life savings. $400,000. Their entire retirement. The money from selling their restaurant. I told them it was a mistake. I warned them. They didn't listen. Derek knows what he's doing. He has an MBA. You're just jealous. 2 years later, the money was gone. All of it. Derek's company collapsed. He filed for bankruptcy and disappeared. My parents lost everything. Then they called me. We need your help. We have nowhere to go. You have to take care of us. I said no. This is the story of being the forgotten son who refused to save the parents who forgot him. I grew up in San Francisco, in the Richmond district. My parents owned a small Chinese restaurant. Golden Dragon. Nothing fancy. Just good food and hard work. My father, William, worked the kitchen. My mother, Linda, handled the front. They opened at 10 in the morning and closed at 10 at night. 6 days a week. I'm the oldest. Born when they were 28. They were still building the business. Money was tight. Derek was born when I was 4. By then, the restaurant was doing better. They had more time. More money. More energy. I don't remember my parents ever having time for me when I was young. They were always working. But I remember them having time for Derek. Marcus can handle himself, my mother would say. He's so independent. Derek needs more attention. Independent. That's what they called it when they left me alone. Growing up, the difference was clear. I walked to school. Derek got driven. I wore hand-me-downs. Derek got new clothes. I did my homework alone at the restaurant, sitting at a back table. Derek had mom helping him every night. You're good at school, she'd say to me. Derek struggles more. He needs extra support. I was 7 years old. Of course I struggled too. I just didn't complain about it. When I got straight A's, they'd nod. Good job. Now go help in the kitchen. When Derek brought home C's, they'd celebrate. You worked so hard. Let's go get ice cream. I learned early that achievement without struggle didn't matter to them. If it came easy to you, it wasn't worth celebrating. Derek was charming. Outgoing. Popular. The kind of kid everyone liked. I was quiet. Studious. Awkward. The kind of kid who spent lunch in the library. Marcus is so serious, my dad would say, like it was a flaw. Derek knows how to enjoy life. In middle school, Derek started playing basketball. He was good. Not great, but good enough. My parents started going to every game. Cheering. Taking photos. Posting about it. I played violin. Not because I wanted to, but because the school had a free program. My parents never came to a single recital. We're so proud of Derek, my mom would tell relatives. He's going to get a scholarship. Maybe play college ball. No one ever asked what I was doing. High school is when it got really bad. Derek wanted to go to a private Catholic school. Better sports program. Better for his future. Tuition was $20,000 a year. My parents pulled me aside. We're sending Derek to St. Ignatius. You'll go to public school. You understand, right? You don't need the extra help. I was 14. I understood that my brother mattered more. I went to Lincoln High. Good school, but big. Overcrowded. You had to fight for attention. I fought. Got straight A's. Joined academic clubs. Won science competitions. My parents barely noticed. Derek played varsity basketball. Made the team as a sophomore. My parents went to every game. I won a regional science fair. Qualified for state. My parents couldn't come. It's Derek's championship game. We can't miss it. I took the bus to state competition alone. Placed third. Came home with a trophy. That's nice, Marcus, my mom said. Then she turned back to Derek. Tell us about the game again. When I was 16, I asked for a car. Or at least, driving lessons. We can't afford it right now, my dad said. 3 months later, Derek turned 16. They bought him a used Honda. Had a bow on it in the driveway. Derek needs a car for practice. For summer league. What about me? You can take the bus. You're good at figuring things out. I took the bus. For 2 more years. While Derek drove past me. Senior year, college applications. I applied to UC Berkeley, UCLA, a few other UCs. All good schools. I had the grades. Derek applied to USC. Private school. $50,000 a year. It's where he wants to go, my mom said. They have a great business program. And he might play ball there. He didn't have the grades for USC. His SAT score was mediocre. But he was a decent athlete and they needed his parents' money. We'll figure it out, my dad said. We've been saving. I knew they'd been saving. I thought it was for both of us. I got into Berkeley. Full ride on academic scholarships. The school actually wanted me. My parents barely reacted. Derek got into USC. They cried. Took him to dinner. Posted about it on Facebook. I found out later they'd taken out a loan against the restaurant to pay for Derek's first year. You got scholarships, my mom said when I asked why they hadn't helped me at all. You don't need our money. But you're going into debt for Derek? Derek needs our support. You've always been fine on your own. I went to Berkeley. Worked 3 part-time jobs. Paid for everything myself. Books, food, rent. Derek went to USC. Parents paid everything. He joined a fraternity. They paid those dues too. I called home once a week. How's school? Fine. Okay. Is Derek there? They wanted to talk to Derek. I graduated in 4 years with a degree in computer science. Got a job at a tech startup in San Jose. Started making decent money. My parents didn't come to graduation. Derek has a big game that weekend. We can't miss it. I walked across the stage alone. My roommate's parents took a photo for me. Derek graduated from USC. Barely. My parents flew down. Made a huge celebration. Posted about it everywhere. So proud of our USC graduate. No mention of their Berkeley graduate. After college, I moved to Seattle. Got a better job. Worked my way up. Software engineer to senior engineer to team lead. I was making 6 figures by the time I was 28. Derek moved back to San Francisco. Couldn't find a job. The market is tough. He needs time to figure things out. He lived with my parents for 2 years. Rent-free. They supported him. When I'd visit, he'd be playing video games. Going out with friends. No job. Derek's figuring out his path, my mom would say. Not everyone is like you, Marcus. Some people need more time. I needed time too. I just didn't have the option of living rent-free while I figured it out. That's different. You were always so capable. At 26, Derek decided he wanted to get an MBA. It'll help his career. Help him start a business. My parents were thrilled. See? He has ambition. Where's he applying? USC. Their MBA program is excellent. Another $100,000. At least. Are you paying for it? We'll help. It's an investment in his future. What about your retirement? We'll be fine. We have the restaurant. I tried to talk them out of it. He's 26. If he wants an MBA, he can take out loans like everyone else. You need to save for retirement. My dad got angry. Derek is our son. We support our children. I'm your son too. You never supported me. You didn't need it. You were fine on your own. Derek got his MBA. My parents paid most of it. Took out another loan against the restaurant. The restaurant they'd built over 30 years was now carrying debt to fund Derek's extended adolescence. When Derek graduated with his MBA, he was 30. He'd never held a real job. I'm going to start a company, he announced at a family dinner. I have an idea. It's revolutionary. What's the idea? I asked. An app. It connects businesses with freelance workers. Like Uber but for office work. So, Upwork? That already exists. No, this is different. Better. I have a whole business plan. My parents were eating it up. Derek's going to be so successful. An entrepreneur. I was skeptical. Do you have funding? Investors? I'm working on it. I need seed money to get started. I knew where this was going. 3 months later, Derek pitched my parents on investing in his startup. I need $400,000. That'll cover initial development, office space, salaries for a small team, marketing. $400,000. Their entire life savings. My mother looked excited. That's a lot of money. I know. But the return will be huge. This company is going to be worth millions. You'll get your investment back times 10. What about the restaurant? My dad asked. Sell it. You guys have been working for 30 years. You deserve to retire. Invest in my company, and when it succeeds, you'll be set for life. I was on speakerphone for this conversation. They'd called me to get my input. This is a terrible idea, I said immediately. Why? Derek snapped. Because you're asking them to sell their livelihood and give you their retirement savings for a startup that might fail. Most startups fail. You know that, right? This one won't. I've done the research. I have an MBA. An MBA doesn't guarantee success. And even if the idea is good, execution matters. Have you ever run a company? Managed people? Handled finances? I'll learn. That's what entrepreneurship is. Not with their life savings, you won't. If you want to start a company, get real investors. People who invest in startups professionally. People who can afford to lose the money. I'm trying to keep this in the family. I thought you'd support me. I support you getting a job. Building experience. Starting small. Not gambling with mom and dad's retirement. My mom cut in. Marcus, Derek knows what he's doing. He has an MBA. He studied business. So have millions of people. That doesn't mean he should get your life savings. My dad joined in. You're just jealous. You've always been jealous that Derek has ambition. That he's willing to take risks. I'm not jealous. I'm trying to protect you. This is a bad investment. You don't understand, Derek said. You work for other people. You've never built anything. I'm trying to create something. Build wealth. Make a difference. I built a career. I'm financially stable. I own a house. I have retirement savings. All things you don't have. Because I'm investing in my future. You're so small-minded. You'll work for someone else your whole life and retire with a decent 401k. I'm going to be rich. My parents sided with Derek. Of course they did. They sold the restaurant. Golden Dragon, the place they'd built for 30 years, sold to a Chinese couple who renamed it and gutted the interior. My mom cried when they handed over the keys. It's okay. This is for Derek's future. Our future. They gave Derek $400,000. I called one last time. Please don't do this. At least keep half. Put it in retirement accounts. Don't give him everything. Derek's our son, my dad said. We believe in him. I'm your son too. You don't need our belief. You've always done fine without us. Derek started his company. Called it Taskbridge. Rented a fancy office in Soma. Hired 6 people at inflated salaries. Bought expensive furniture. Top-of-the-line computers. Catered lunches. He posted about it constantly. Photos of the office. The team. Building something amazing. My parents shared everything. So proud of our entrepreneur son. I watched from Seattle. Watched him burn through money. 6 months in, I asked him how it was going. Great. We're in development. Should launch in a few months. How much of the 400,000 is left? Enough. Don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. It's not my money. I'm worried about mom and dad. They're fine. They believe in me. 9 months in, Taskbridge launched. The app was buggy. The interface was clunky. It crashed constantly. They had 50 downloads in the first week. Derek blamed the developers. They didn't execute my vision. A year in, they'd spent $300,000. They had a few hundred users. No revenue. Derek kept hiring. Kept spending. We just need to scale. Once we hit critical mass, revenue will follow. 18 months in, I visited San Francisco. Met Derek at his office. It was half empty. The fancy furniture was still there, but most of the desks were unoccupied. Where's your team? Had to make some cuts. The market's tough. How much money is left? We're fine. Derek, how much? About 50,000. But I'm talking to investors. We're going to raise a Series A. You're not going to raise anything. You have no users. No revenue. No growth. You don't understand the startup world. I work in the startup world. I've seen this exact story 100 times. You're out of money, out of time, and out of options. I'll figure it out. He didn't figure it out. At the 2-year mark, Derek filed for bankruptcy. Taskbridge shut down. The $400,000 was gone. He'd spent it on office space, salaries, equipment, marketing, and a substantial amount on business expenses that looked a lot like personal expenses. Company dinners at expensive restaurants. Networking events at bars. A leased Tesla for client meetings. My parents were devastated. What happened? My mom asked him. The market wasn't ready for Taskbridge. We were ahead of our time. That's what he told them. The truth was simpler: he'd wasted their money on a vanity project. Derek moved in with my parents. Again. At 32 years old, with an MBA and a failed company, he was back in his childhood bedroom. My parents were renting a small apartment in Daly City. They'd sold the restaurant, given away their savings, and now lived on Social Security. "It's temporary," Derek told them. "I'm going to get a job. Pay you back." I called my mom. "How are you doing?" "We're okay. A little tight on money, but okay." "Where's Derek?" "He's here. He's looking for work." "Looking or working?" "Looking. It's hard out there. The bankruptcy makes it difficult. He needs any job. Not his dream job. Any job. He has an MBA, Marcus. He can't just take any job." "Yes, he can. He owes you $400,000. He should be working 3 jobs trying to pay you back. It's not his fault the company failed. It is entirely his fault. He mismanaged the money. He spent it recklessly. He gambled with your future and lost. These things happen in business. Not to competent people. Not to people who actually know what they're doing." She got quiet. "Are you okay, Mom? Financially?" "We're managing. Social Security helps. And we have some savings." "What savings?" "You gave Derek everything." "A little bit. Not much. I sent her $5,000. This is for you and Dad. Not for Derek. Don't give it to him." "We won't. Thank you, Marcus." I knew they'd probably give it to Derek anyway. Derek didn't get a job. Months went by. He was networking. Going to startup events. Looking for the right opportunity. Meanwhile, my parents were rationing food. Skipping meals. Cutting back on medications because they couldn't afford the co-pays. I sent more money. Every month. Small amounts they wouldn't refuse. "This is for groceries, Mom." "Thank you, sweetie. You're such a good son." I wasn't a good son. I was the only son who was helping. When I was 33, my dad had a health scare. Heart attack. Mild, but scary. He needed medication. Lifestyle changes. Regular checkups. It was expensive. Medicare covered some, but not everything. I called Derek. "Dad's sick. He needs help." "I know. I'm here with them." "I mean financially. Can you contribute to his medical bills?" "I don't have money right now. I'm between things." "Between what?" "You've been unemployed for a year." "I'm working on a new venture. Can't talk about it yet, but it's big." "Derek, our parents are broke because of you. Dad's sick. You need to help." "I am helping. I'm here. I'm taking care of them." "You're living rent-free in their apartment. That's not taking care of them. That's them taking care of you." "You don't understand. I'm helping in other ways." "Name one." He hung up. I started paying for Dad's medications. Sent money for the co-pays. For the follow-up visits. My parents thanked me. "You're so generous, Marcus." Not generous. Responsible. Because no one else would be. A year later, my dad had another heart attack. Bigger this time. He survived, but he couldn't work anymore. Not that he was working, he was 67 and retired. But it meant he was more dependent. Needed more care. My mom was 65. She'd worked at a dry cleaner for a few years after selling the restaurant, but she'd had to quit to take care of Dad. They were living on Social Security and the money I sent them. Derek was still there. Still unemployed. Still working on something big. I flew down to visit. Saw my dad in the hospital. He looked old. Fragile. "How are you doing, Dad?" "I'm okay. Glad you're here." "I'm sorry I haven't visited more." "You're busy. You have a life in Seattle." "I understand." We talked for a while. About nothing. About everything. "Marcus, I need to ask you something." "Anything." "Your mother and I are struggling. The medical bills are piling up. We can't afford the apartment. We might have to move." "Move where?" "Somewhere cheaper. Maybe a studio. Or a senior living facility if we qualify." "What about Derek? Is he helping?" My dad looked away. "Derek's going through a tough time. The bankruptcy was hard on him." "It was hard on you too. You lost your savings." "That was our choice. We invested in him. And he lost it all. Now he needs to step up. Get a job. Help you." "He's trying." "No, he's not. He's been living with you for 2 years, rent-free, not working. He's not trying. He's taking advantage of you." My dad didn't argue. "We might need to ask you for help," he said quietly. "I'm already helping. I've been sending money every month for 2 years." "I know. And we're grateful. But we might need more. We might need to move in with you." My stomach dropped. "Move in with me?" "Just for a while. Until we get back on our feet." I thought about my life in Seattle. My house. My peace. My space. I thought about Derek, living with them, doing nothing. "What about Derek? Why don't you move in with him?" "Derek doesn't have a place. He's living with us." "Right. So he's not capable of taking care of you." "But I am." "You have a house. Room. A good job." "I have those things because I worked for them. I built a life. I didn't expect you to bail me out." My dad looked hurt. "We're not asking you to bail us out. We're asking for help. We're your parents. You're Derek's parents too. Where's his help?" "Derek's been through a lot. So have I. The difference is nobody cared when I was going through it." "Marcus, that's not fair." "Isn't it? You gave him everything. Private school, USC, MBA, $400,000. What did you give me?" "We gave you life. We raised you. You raised both of us. But you only invested in one." My dad went quiet. "I'll think about it," I said. "But Derek needs to get a job. If I'm going to help, he needs to pull his weight too." I left the hospital angry. I talked to my mom that night. At their apartment. Derek was out. "Mom, we need to talk about Derek." "What about him?" "He's 32 years old. He's been unemployed for 2 years. He's living off you and Dad while you're drowning in medical debt. This has to stop." "He's trying, Marcus." "No, he's not. He's comfortable. He has no incentive to change because you're enabling him. He's our son. We can't just kick him out." "Why not? You'd kick me out if I acted like this." "That's different. You were always independent." "I was independent because I had no choice. You never offered me anything. Derek's had every opportunity handed to him, and he's wasted all of them." "You're being cruel." "I'm being honest. And if you want my help, Derek needs to help too." Otherwise, I'm done. Done with what? With sending money. With bailing you out. With watching you sacrifice everything for him while he does nothing. My mom started crying. We're your parents. You can't just abandon us. I'm not abandoning you. I'm setting a boundary. Derek contributes, or I don't help anymore. He doesn't have money. Then he gets a job. Any job. Fast food, retail, warehouse work. I don't care. He needs to contribute something. She cried harder. You're being so harsh. I'm being fair. For the first time in my life, I'm asking you to hold Derek to the same standard you held me to. I left the next day. 3 months later, my mom called. Marcus, we need to move in with you. We can't afford rent anymore. Your father's medical bills are too high. We're going to be evicted. What about Derek? He's still looking for work. So he's still unemployed. Yes. Then my answer is no. Silence. No? No. I'm not taking in Derek. And if he's living with you, I'm not taking you in either. Marcus, we're your parents. We have nowhere to go. You have Derek. He's been living off you for 2 years. Now he can take care of you. He can't. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a place. Exactly. He's useless. And you've enabled it. You gave him everything, and now he can't even help you when you need it. So you're just going to let us be homeless? I'm going to let Derek figure it out. Like I had to figure it out when I was 18 and you wouldn't help me. You had scholarships. You were fine. I had scholarships because I worked for them. Derek had your retirement fund and blew it. There's a difference. Please, Marcus. We need you. You needed Derek. You invested in Derek. Go collect on that investment. He can't help us. Then you made a bad investment. Just like I warned you. My mom broke down. How can you be so heartless? We raised you. You raised Derek too. Better than you raised me. This is the son you prioritized. Now he can take care of you. We're going to lose everything. You already lost everything. You lost it when you gave Derek $400,000 against my advice. We believed in him. You believed in him more than you believed in me. Your whole lives. Now you get to live with that choice. I hung up. The calls kept coming. My mom. My dad. Relatives. Family friends. How can you abandon your parents? They need you. You're their son. It's your duty. I blocked most of them. Derek finally called. First time in months. Marcus, you have to help them. Where have you been? I'm here. I'm with them every day. Unemployed. Leeching off them. Great help. I'm looking for work. It's hard. It's not hard. There are jobs everywhere. You just think you're too good for them. I have an MBA. I can't work at McDonald's. Why not? I worked at a diner all through college. You think you're better than me? That's different. You didn't have options. I had the same options you did. I just didn't have parents bankrolling my life. Look, I know I screwed up. I know the company failed. I know I lost their money. But they're our parents. We have to help them. We? Where's the we? I've been sending them money for 2 years. You've been taking money from them. I don't have anything to send. Then get a job. Today. Any job. Start contributing. And what about them living with you? Not happening. Marcus, they're going to be homeless. Then you better find a job fast and get them an apartment. I can't afford that. Figure it out. Like I had to figure everything out my entire life. You're really going to let them suffer? I'm going to let you step up. For the first time in your life. Derek hung up. I felt guilty. Of course I felt guilty. They're my parents. But I was also angry. Furious. At them for choosing Derek over me for 30 years. At Derek for taking everything and giving nothing. I talked to my therapist about it. You're not responsible for fixing their mistakes, Dr. Patel said. They made choices. They prioritized one child over the other. They ignored your warnings. They enabled Derek's dependence. Those were their choices. But they're old. Sick. They need help. And they have 2 sons. Why is it only your responsibility? Because Derek can't help them. Can't or won't. Both. And whose fault is that? I knew the answer. The eviction happened. My parents lost their apartment. Derek called me, panicked. They're homeless. They're living in their car. You have to do something. Where are you? I'm staying with a friend. So you have a place to stay, but they don't? I can't bring them here. It's a small place. But you expect me to take them in? You have a house. A house I bought. With money I earned. While you were burning through their retirement fund. Marcus, please. I'm begging you. Get a job, Derek. Any job. Rent an apartment. Move them in with you. That's what I did when I was 18. I worked and paid rent. You can do the same. I can't. Yes, you can. You just don't want to. I hung up. 2 weeks later, Derek got a job. At a warehouse. Loading trucks. He hated it. Called me to complain. This is humiliating. I have an MBA. And I have a computer science degree from Berkeley. We both have degrees. Yours just cost $400,000 more and gave you less. I'm working 12-hour shifts. My back hurts. Welcome to being an adult. He rented a small apartment. Moved my parents in. They called to tell me they were okay. They had a place. Derek was working. We wish you'd helped, my mom said. But we understand. Derek's stepping up. Good. He should have stepped up 2 years ago. He's trying now. He's doing the bare minimum. After destroying your lives. He made a mistake. He made a series of mistakes. And you enabled every single one. She didn't argue. I haven't spoken to them much since. Occasional texts. Holidays. I send money sometimes. Small amounts. For my dad's medications. For groceries. Not because I owe them. But because I'm not cruel. Derek still works at the warehouse. Hates every minute of it. Complains constantly. My parents live in his small apartment. They're managing. Barely. I'm okay with that. I built a life they never supported. I succeeded despite them, not because of them. They chose Derek. Gave him everything. Now he's giving them the bare minimum in return. That's not my problem to fix. I'm 35 now. I have a good life. A career I built. A house I own. Money saved. All without their help. all without their support. I proved I didn't need them. And now, when they need me, I'm proving I don't owe them. They made their choice. They picked the golden child. The one with potential. The one worth investing in. He failed them. That's not on me. Have you ever been the responsible child who got nothing while your sibling got everything? Have you ever watched your parents make terrible decisions and refused to save them from the consequences? Have you ever been expected to fix a mess you didn't make? Share your experience in the comments. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is let people experience the results of their choices. If you believe that parents who play favorites don't get to demand help from the child they neglected, that enablement isn't love, that you're not obligated to fix someone else's mistakes, hit that like button and subscribe. Because you can't give everything to one child for decades and then expect the other one to save you when it all falls apart. That's not how family works.